TalkTalk. Fairer broadband for everyone.
Do you want to share a pudding? Oh, go on.
Love you.
Filter out background noise and turn up the things you love. Get interest-free monthly payments on hearing aids at Boots. Let's feel good.
Introducing new Aviva Plus car insurance. We've cut down the questions so you get a quick quote, not a quiz. Come direct to aviva.co.uk.
Just had an accident? Why risk your no-claims bonus or pay an excess if you weren't at fault? Call or visit justhadανaccident.com today.
Escape the summer heat with Chillmax Air, the personal space cooler from JML. The advanced filter and hydro-chill technology transforms warm air into a cool, refreshing breeze. No chemicals or coolants, just fill with water and create your own personal chill zone. The reusable filter is easy to clean and dishwasher safe. Whether you're in the office, in the kitchen, or watching TV, you can stay cool and comfortable all summer long with the incredible Chillmax Air from JML. Only $39.99 from Asda, Boots, the original factory shop, and Wilko.
The treehouse, a ramshackle dwelling at the bottom of the garden, used as a hideout for top-secret childhood missions. Not anymore. This is gonna be fun. So what do you want in it?
Bookshelves, bathroom, electricity and lights.
Let's go, let's go.
We're building things, guys.
Whoa.
Are you ready for this?
The treehouse just grew up. Treehouse Masters starts Thursday at 10, brand new to D-Max, where more is more. Fast fashion rules.
Just tell me how you'd like the styling.
Keep it classic.
There's fuzzy dice around the mirror. I throw it up in the rafters.
Shop till you drop.
Don't you love these late night mad thrashes?
And always mess to impress.
It's beautiful.
Loud as hell. Amazing paint job. Are you sure this is the same car?
Mean Motors made to measure.
I said we need a beer and a hammer.
Brand new Speed is the New Black starts Thursday, 22nd of August on Quest and Quest OD.
Just 2 games in, but already you get a sense of who might have grounds for optimism this season. Colin Murray and guests are here with all of yesterday's highlights from the EFL on Quest.
Screwfix sponsors EFL highlights on Quest.
Hello everybody, welcome to the EFL on Quest. 2 hours of full highlights from the Championship, League One and League Two. Now we always say the show is as much about the fans as the football, and that's why we just want to spend 2 minutes at Loftus Road at the top of tonight's show. Loftus Road. Last time I'm going to say that this season, as it has been renamed. I know what you're thinking, a massive deal with a big bank or a big conglomerate. Absolutely not. The fans were given the choice what they wanted to name the stadium. They went with the Kane Prince Foundation Stadium, and Mark, his father, is here to tell us all about it. How you doing? Are you well?
Awesome.
Good. This must be such a special day for you, because I'm sure you miss your son every day, and to have him honoured like this.
Mate, I tell you, the words fail me. Such a beautiful son. Me and his mum, Tracy Cumberbatch, are so happy. This club is such a wonderful family club. To commemorate and honour a wonderful boy that was under their wing, that they were developing into a future star, has just touched our hearts so much.
Through the pain, you've done so much to highlight the problems we have in life crime now. So not only a great gesture, but another step forward in your quest to get people to talk about this more and find better solutions.
Oh, certainly. You know, I have this vision that I've just been standing by Kyan's grave and saying to him, you're going to be the catalyst. We're going to use your way of life, your focus, your good mindset to teach these young people how to focus, that even in their young age that they could achieve so much just by being good, kind, have a great character, and have a focus on developing their potential. That's what Kyan done. That's all me and Tracy done for him, was show him to be a good person and to use and focus on your potential in life.
Well, this is definitely going to go such a long way to helping that quest, but I've got to say this before we go.
Yeah.
Kyan Prince Foundation Stadium, fans infamously shorten things.
Yeah.
Because they do, don't they?
Yes,
they take words out, it's very long.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go with the Prince. Which is brilliant.
The Prince Stadium is fantastic, man.
Listen, you've got to go and unveil everything, and I know you're going to be out there today, so we'll let you go and do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Cheers.
much.
Thank you. Well, the QPR players and supporters showing enormous support of Kyan, Mark and the new stadium name before kick-off on what is a big day for the whole club. Let's get to the football now. Paul Walker is the man in the mic.
So let's have a look at the team news then. Mark Warburton sticks with the same team that won at Stoke on the opening day. Jordan Hugill, a scorer last weekend, makes his home debut along with Yohan Barbe and Luke Amos. Deadline day recruit Naki Wells is on the bench as he comes up against his former club. With Aaron Moy heading to Brighton on loan, Huddersfield are forced to make a switch in midfield, and it means a debut for Lewis O'Brien, who impressed whilst on loan at Bradford last season. Juninho Bacuna, who picked up an injury in the defeat to Derby, is fit and plays. And now we will pause here to observe a minute's silence for young Kyan Prince. Now Manning. As a gathering. Now Asai Samuel! And Grabra does get fingertips on that one. That's a good save. Grabra alive to the threat. Really good tempo to the game. Scuffed by Scone, which could spell trouble. Karlan Grant is in for Huddersfield. Lumley with an excellent stop with his legs. But here come Huddersfield again. Pritchard onto Bacuna. Now Karlan Grant on the follow-up. Still he goes. The whistle's gone. Flag up on this near side on Karlan Grant. But Joe Lumley with a heroic stop for QPR. That is a very good stop from Joe Lumley. Spreads himself well to deny Karlan Grant. Juninho Bacuna. And he's left his mark there on Ryan Manning. And the QPR fans are out of their seats and baying for blood here. And Dean Whitestone has a big decision to make. That is high. He's in trouble here, Bacuna. It's over the top of the ball. It's reckless. And it's going to be yellow for Juninho Bacuna. Well, the fans let the referee know what they think of that decision. Huddersfield need to get up and running sooner rather than later, and maybe it'll happen here. Kashunga in the clear. Takes a tumble. Has to be a penalty, surely. It is. Elias Kashunga sent flying by Barbe. And 2 minutes into the second half, Huddersfield Town have a penalty. Karlan Grant to face Joe Lumley. Who will win the duel from 12 yards? Karlan Grant does! 2 in 2 from Karlan Grant. A 100% record from the spot. Only 2 games into the new campaign. But will this one mean something for the Yorkshire club? Jan Siver delighted. Asai Samuel. Looking to bend one. Oh, so unlucky. What a try this was from Bright Asai Samuel. Queen's Park Rangers continue to bang on the door. A lot of height on that ball in. Headed towards goal and in! Grant Hall has equalised for Queen's Park Rangers. His first goal in over 3 years. And you have to say they deserve it. Out of reach for Gabara. Couldn't get there. It's a terrific header. He's on the move and he finds the far corner. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Huddersfield 1.
The amount of respect and admiration for Mark and his family, I can't put into words. You know, the way he's dealt with grief and he's channeled that grief into such a positive outcome speaks volumes for him and his family. So it's great for the club as well. I think the first club in the world to do what they've done, and it speaks about bigger matters than football. You know, when young guys and women are losing their lives through knife crime and gun crime, for someone like Mark to make the stand that he has and for the club to respond in this way shows a community coming together. And they say there's certain things that are bigger than football, that's for sure.
Well, I'd like to thank QPR for allowing us to come along and just watch that today in the Change of Stadium. And Mark, he's a force of nature, isn't it? He deserves so much credit.
Incredible. He's kept his legacy alive since 2006, sort of campaigned for everything in his name, and it's a fantastic tribute to his son. And I think getting an MBE as well, an OBE, and having that as well, which he doesn't want to talk about, but incredible gesture.
It's interesting, there was a really feel-good vibe around QPR today. It wasn't just what was going on with the name and the players turning up their dressing room. There just seemed like smiles on everybody's faces. Listen, we know the last few seasons has been much to shout about, but maybe a mid-table team looking up the way this season.
Yeah, optimism. That's what you want when you're a fan and you go to the first game of the season and after the first result, you're looking at your first home game and you're thinking, can we progress now? Can we build on that? Mark Warburton, great changes, great substitutions to get them back in the game. And, fully deserved.
Getting Nahki Wells just before the deadline, getting them back was brilliant. With Hugo Lane, Amos on loan. We talk about balance all the time. When I look at that jigsaw for QPR, it's as good as it's been for a while.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, is trying to find a nice balance between youth and experience and blending it together. And with his tactical nous and what he's done in the past with his other clubs, I think QPR are on a winner. OK, loads to get on with, and we will do that. Leeds United and Nottingham Forest now. A Premier League fixture 20 years, 4 months and 8 days ago. The home side started this season slim favourites to go back to the top tier, and they started with an encouraging victory at Aston Gate on Sunday. Meanwhile, Sabri Lamouchi's Forest were looking to get off the mark after an opening day defeat to West Brom. Kevin Keatings was there to call this early afternoon action.
Here's Harrison, had an excellent game last week at Bristol City. Here is Forshaw, down he goes under a challenge from Adoma. Referee Robert Jones seemed to have a good view. Maybe a little theatrical, the dive, which might just have gone against Forshaw there. Another day, another official. Might easily have been a Leeds penalty. Hernandez picks out a good pass for Click, and now Phillips struck it well. Now, was there a touch? I think there was from Muric. I'm just trying to shape that for the bottom corner. Forward by White, looking for the run of Bamford and finding him. It's Patrick Bamford. There's nobody in the middle there for Leeds. But again, you have to go back. Did he need the first touch to try and set himself for the shot? Could he have taken it on first time? And there's Bamford in there again. It just wouldn't bounce correctly for him there. It was a lovely ball fed in. And Bamford beating himself up a little bit. That was the first touch that took him wider of the goal than he'd have hoped. Still a decent stop by Muric. Good possession again here for Leeds. Jack Harrison chance for Bamford. Bar saves Forrest. Forshaw can't help it in. Well, he didn't get clean contact at all there, Patrick Bamford, but hit it into the ground and it came back off the Forest crossbar with Moorage beaten. Nearly dipped under that crossbar. Another long ball, seeks out Bamford, lovely touch, and he puts it wide. Well, he had the goalkeeper Moorage exactly where he wanted him, Patrick Bamford, and having taken a glorious first touch, he knows he has to do better. That's not a difficult lob into the net for me. And he'll be so disappointed with himself, Bamford. Good-looking pass from Click, and he's in here. Pablo Hernandez! And there is the breakthrough for Leeds United. Give the ball away cheaply, and look at this for a delightful pass from Mateusz Click. Perfect weight. Hernandez onside, and once he got into the clear, you really didn't doubt the Spaniard that he would hit the back of the net. Semedo to Amiobi. Driving run from the substitute, takes Stuart Dallas with him. To Nottingham Forest corner. Strong work there from Amiobi. Matty Cash will take this Forest corner. It's into a dangerous area, and it's in! Lewis Graben, I think, got the final touch. And Nottingham Forest, wholly against the run of play, are level at Ellen Road. He's had so little to feed on today, Lewis Graben, but he grabbed his opportunity here. Scrappiest of goals has Nottingham Forest at one each. And it was that touch from Rafa Mir that sent it spinning under the chest of Graben, went in off his chest, and Forest have equalised. Hernandez. Robinson having a little coming together there with Dallas. Jack Robinson just seemed to catch the calf of Stuart Dallas there. Well, he's fortunate to get away with that for me, Robinson.
He doesn't know it was a penalty, no?
Pero de ningún modo pienso que la solución del partido pasaba porque el árbitro pitara un penal, ¿no?
He doesn't think that the solution of the game was that the referee say a penalty.
Nosotros tuvimos cómo resolver el partido con prescindencia de esas acciones.
Because we had the way to solve the game without these actions.
To come back in the game here in Leeds and to keep the result, it's a good point and good for the future.
Well, we've got some special guests in the studio tonight. The 3 division trophies in the EFL, the Carabao Cup and the newly named Leasing.com Cup as well. All of them worth more in value than Stephen Warnock, but you can talk, so I'm going to come back to you now. Way too early in the season to make sweeping statements. We're not even showing tables again tonight. What's the point? But for Leeds today, on the 90 minutes, I mean, they are slight favourites to win the trophy right at the front there. What was the negative for you?
I think they struggled set pieces. When you think of the size of the players that they had in the box last season, Pontus Jansson, are they missing that type of figure? They don't clear the ball. They give Dawson the opportunity to get a free header. You see it here. No one's picking him up at all. Someone's got to get touch tight. There's an opportunity here where Graben pulls away at Cooper, drags him down. It doesn't get given, so get on with it. There's a lot to deal with. The ball's got to come in the box. You've got to clear it. Phillips has that opportunity. It ricochets everywhere. And Leeds, they've got to do better from that point of view.
They're unlucky there, Leeds. Ben White played really well last week, but I know what you mean about Pontus Jansson in terms of height, maybe missing a little bit about that. Listen, at the last minute, Everyone's saying they need more goals this season, need to take their chances more. And the last minute in the deadline, they've done that. I think they need a bit more, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of the chances fell to Patrick Bamford today. He's not in form. He's not got that confidence. Eddie Nketiah, is he going to be the man who can come in and put pressure on him or take his position and start scoring the goals to fire Leeds up the table? Yeah, Sammy Abuobi, I thought was brilliant off the bench today, by the way. But listen, at this moment, this penalty decision, let's take a look at it. How is it not given? I don't know. It's incredible how the assistant referee on the far side does not see this incident. I think the big thing from Jack Robinson's point of view is that he doesn't change his body shape. Right. He doesn't look back. He doesn't falter at all. He just believes, I've cleared the ball, and carries on. Yeah, Sturdy Dallas thankfully made a hard stuff, so gets up and carries on with the game. There you go. Couple of games in. Right, after the break, we will take a look at 6 of the sides who won on the first day. A double on for the likes of Bilic and Boyer and Stendhal.
Screwfix sponsors EFL highlights on Quest.
I trust my garage. Good, honest value.
I trust my garage because they always explain things clearly.
When you choose a garage, look for the Trust My Garage Shield. All members comply with our strict code of practice to ensure great service every time. Trust My Garage is owned by the representative body for independent garages.
You can trust my garage. We're proud to be members.
Trust My Garage, the network of quality independent garages you can trust. Visit trustmygarage.co.uk to find your nearest member.
Switch to Sky's superfast broadband. We'll guarantee your speeds or your money back in the first 30 days. It's totally unlimited, perfect for non-stop gaming and watching your favourite shows back to back. So get superfast broadband for just £27 a month, and that's including line rental. Join or recontract today. Simply search Sky Broadband.
Tracy, I'm here to take you out for a walk.
But I'm not with Direct Line.
And that is why you've been waiting around for someone else to fix your problem, instead of enjoying a duck à l'orange with Sharon. So saving Mr. Watkins here, when you realize you've got balance and bam! You missed out on becoming Tracy on Ice, all because you're not with Direct Line.
I am able to play, to take part,
to be confident,
to be independent,
to be happy.
Owen Mitchell Solicitors understand the impact of personal injury and will help you receive the best possible medical care, rehabilitation and support, so you are able to get the most out of life. Owen Mitchell, the expert hand with the human touch.
Homemade brownies, posh biscuits, Mum's secret recipe sponge. The world's biggest coffee morning is happening this September, and whether you bake it or fake it, we want you to be part of it. Cancer is the toughest fight most of us will ever face. Your coffee morning will help Macmillan ensure no one has to face it alone. So go on, sign up for your free coffee morning kit at macmillan.org.uk/coffee, and let's change lives with every slice.
Yo, Tim, you could save money on your energy without the hassle. With U-Switch, it's the easy play.
Ooh.
U-Switch. Switching made simple.
Riviera Travel River Cruises promise memories to last a lifetime. 8-day river cruises from only $1099 at rivieratravel.co.uk.
When you're having windows or doors replaced, look for a Fenta-approved installer. Why? Because a Fenta-approved installer will ensure your installation complies with building regulations, is energy efficient and registered with the local council. When the job's done, you'll receive a Fensa certificate, proof of a job done right. So, before choosing an installer to replace your windows or doors, remember to ask if you'll get a Fensa certificate. It's all the proof you need.
O2 Summer SIM deals are here. Just £20 now gets a massive 25 gig of data. Plus, access to priority with exclusive experiences every day. Get your 25 gig for £20 SIM. Visit o2.co.uk. O2.
Did you know Boots has a free online NHS repeat prescription service? It's free for everyone to use, and there's an easy 5-minute sign-up via the Boots app. Boots then gets your prescription from your GP, has it checked by a Boots pharmacist, texts you when it's ready to collect, or emails when it's on its way and delivers it for free, straight to your home or your local Boots pharmacy. Put your prescription in trusted hands with our free and easy service. Sign up today via the Boots app or at boots.com/NHS.
I didn't know my great-grandmother Mary until Ancestry helped me discover the house she grew up in, her 2 younger sisters, and how she made a living painting murals. Now, Mary's more than a name. She's a member of my family.
Bring your backstory to life with Ancestry.
The treehouse just grew up.
So what do you want in it?
Bookshelves, bathroom, electricity and lights.
Let's go, let's go.
We're building things, guys.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Treehouse Masters starts Thursday at 10, brand new to D-Max.
Screwfix sponsors EFL highlights on Quest.
Welcome back to EFL on Quest. Charlton started life back in the Championship with an impressive win at Ewood Park, and they faced a Stoke side who failed to impress against QPR. Now, Nathan Jones shuffled his pack with 6 changes, 4 of them making their debuts, so let's see if that changed their fortunes. Dan Mason remains in our first team.
Very blustery conditions at the Valley. Both teams will be well advised to keep the ball on the deck. Stoke are doing just that. Here's Tom Ince for them. Ince's shot, wide off the target. Problems here. And has dislodged some of the advertising boards. Clubs too often want fewer fixtures. There's Jonathan Lecco. Spotted the run of Lyle Taylor. Looking to get it onto his right foot, Taylor. Good effort, oh, good goal! That's what they were so keen to keep him here. 25 goals last season, Lyle Taylor. 2 in 2 upon promotion to the Championship. Charlton lead. Ward's cross. Charlton can't clear. Here's Clucas, blocked. Here's Hogan, oh, against the bar and safe. Stoke cannot catch a break at the moment. Scott Hogan so unlucky. Butland will bang it downfield. Looking for Lee Gregory again. Oh, he's done well, Gregory, to find Ince. Here's Ince. Oh, he's done even better. That is a superb goal from Tom Ince. His first in any competition in 2019. Here's Gregory. Looked good on his full debut. He's found Clucas here. Back to Gregory. Oh, what an opportunity. Huge chance for Lee Gregory and Stoke City. Here's Cullen. Looks like he hasn't been away. Williams can't connect, and Ike scores! Charlton lead. Jackson Ike's first goal for the club. He's barely been on the field 5 minutes. Cullen involved in the build-up, and Williams' miscue ended up being the perfect assist. Cullen will swing in the corner. Looking for Taylor. There's Gallagher, and there is a third goal for Charlton. 2 in 8 minutes. And Conor Gallagher, on loan from Chelsea, introduces himself to his new fans. And Charlton are surely heading for 2 wins out of 2. A disappointment for Stoke, but for Charlton, things just get better and better. Their progress under Lee Bowyer continues. The superb home form continues. Charlton beat Stoke by 3 goals to 1.
I felt like, as individually, I think we was on top. We looked the hungrier and the sharper. So I said, you know, we'll see how it goes. And we ended up matching them up in a diamond, and then that's when I thought we was the better side, and we went on to win, and I think we deserved it.
Big favourites to go down. Damned lies in statistics. What do they know, eh?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to win your first 2 games, the last time they'd done that was 99-2000 season. And what happened then, Colin?
Won the league, Curbs.
Correct.
Won the championship as well, so same division and everything. So there you go.
High hopes.
Good omen for them. And before we look at the new signings that did well for Charlton, let's start with the most important thing, the one they kept, Lyle Taylor. Window shut, hallelujah.
Yeah, I mean, prolific last year in League One, scored all the goals, the main focal point. And can he do it in the Championship? He's proven he can now. He's scoring goals, scored last week, scores today. Keeper unsighted on that one, but great performance from him.
Chuck Sonika, 6 minutes into his Charlton debut, you'll take that?
Absolutely. What a way to start your career at Charlton.
And this is Gallagher's full debut today as well. So the new players clicking, the few that were able to bring in on a very tight budget, and Lyle Taylor the key again.
Yeah, exactly. And it's how your players, your new players, impact the team, and they've done that very well today.
Right, I want you to give me positives for Stoke before we look at the negative.
I think the positives today are the performances of Ince, Gregory, Hogan, Woods.
Yes.
I think going forward, Stoke don't have a problem. I think they're inventive. They've got the ability to score goals. It's the concentration levels at the back, though, switching off, that are going to cost them dearly.
I also think when you've got these 6 fixtures that are coming up for them, they've started the season with pressure on them because of the record. If you look at the end of last season, they're 3 wins of 22 now, and I think Nathan Jones is feeling that.
Yeah, a little bit, and rightly so. I think when you've assembled a squad like he's assembled, he's been backed by the owners. Stoke are a big club, they should be doing better.
Yep. OK, Nick Hawley will shortly take us through a Yorkshire derby at Hillsborough. But first, we're off to the Hawthorns, where a strong West Brom team took on a much more familiar Millwall, fresh from a 100th win for manager Neil Harris. Dan O'Hagan was at this one.
Albion start here, minus their 4 deadline signings brought in. This is Slaven Bilic's first home game in charge of West Bromwich Albion. Kyle Bartley. The Baggies build here with patience. Krovinovic. Zohor. And Krovinovic! Oh, marvellous! But wait, the flag's up here. It won't count. Zohor involved here. He was coming back from the offside position, and the goal does not stand. Ben Thompson. And Thompson's cross in for Bradshaw. Runs on here for Murray Wallace. Arriving here, Thompson again for Millwall. And that is by some margin the best Lions chance of these first 14 minutes. Lovely service, and the header not too far wide. Albion clear. On the chase, Zohor. Back with Bartosz Białkowski. And now Jake Cooper. And Phillips there, and Cooper's pocket picked. Phillips. And Zohor! Białkowski saves brilliantly. Krovinovic. Helped on again towards the Croatian. Brought down too, their foul against Sean Williams. Just comes across here and stops the momentum of Krovinovic. The outcome is this Baggies free kick. On the dead ball is Matt Phillips, made 6 goals last season. And there's Bartley! And West Brom score first. Claimed here by Kyle Bartley. As the ball comes in here, Bartley claims the goal, but I wonder if that came off Alex Pearce. It's a superb free kick, and West Brom go in front. Neil Harris has brought on the more obvious target man now in Matt Smith. And here is Matt Smith behind Bartley. And the header just creeps wide of that Albion goal, but Millwall making chances now. Long and high, and he just spins off Bartley. And that is at least half a chance here for Millwall. Millwall's pressure building, corner sent in long. Runs on now to Jed Wallace. Wallace, lots to aim for here, among them Pearce, and there's Matt Smith to level the game. Birmingham born, off the bench, to level for the Lions. It comes off Hal Robson-Kanu and falls to Smith, who puts the ball away to square the game.
Over 20 years since Sheffield Wednesday won their first 2 matches in the league, but last weekend was a very positive start against Reading, and there's some positivity here. This is Kadeem Harris bearing down on goal, and here's Jacob Murphy on his debut inside the first 2 minutes of the match. Would you believe it? Virtually his first touch, he's given Sheffield Wednesday the lead. Well, maybe a little bit fortunate as it ricocheted around there, but that's a dream start for Wednesday and Murphy. For Fletcher to go and chase. And he's brought it under control. His reach, oh, one-on-one, what a chance, oh, and an important save. Radlinger had to come out and be big there, that could have been 2. Plenty forward here for Barnsley. What a boost it would be for them if they could go in level at the interval. That's a very intelligent ball. It's a dangerous looking cross as well. Cauley Woodrow could get in the end of that, he does. And that's Cameron Dawson with an important touch. The man in for the suspended Kieran Westwood, making a very important block here. For all their dominance, it's still just the 1 goal, but there's a big chance here for Harris. Oh, was that handball outside the area, Radlinger? That's mighty close. He's got away with it here, the Austrian. How close this was. Sheffield Wednesday fans certainly believe that's handball outside the area. Barnsley with a let-off. The pressure keeps on coming here, and that's Murphy going to ground under the challenge from Anderson. No penalty call. Well, the fans were incensed at the first decision. They don't like that one either. Murphy, the debut he's had, impressive run. Gets it through to Lee. Here's Fletcher, who's made a bit of space for himself, and that's a beauty. He's found the bottom corner, made some space for himself. So well there, Stephen Fletcher. And that surely wraps it up. Still plenty of time to go, but this is no more than Wednesday deserve. They're playing some very attractive football early in the season. On course for back-to-back wins, courtesy of this finish from Stephen Fletcher.
And the first time they've done that in, I think it's 23 seasons now. Fancy a Steel City derby in the Premier League next season? You tipping for it? You tipping it?
I just don't know. I think you need to sort the managerial situation out. I think he's the caretaker manager at the moment. If I'm sat in that changing room, I want to know how long he's going to be manager for, because he's going to lose games along the way. And it's at that point, do the board think, right, we need to get someone in now?
Right.
Or are they going to back him?
OK, so I've always thought, well, who cares? Let's let it just go for a while, see what happens. But you're saying that's not good. That's not good for the environment in the dressing room.
No, I think you need to sort it. I think you need to know who's boss. I think he said about going in the changing room at half-time and giving the players a bit of a rollicking, which they deserved. But they reacted well to that, which is a good thing, that he has the respect of the changing room.
He's only lost 2 in 9 in his various caretaker stints. They respond to his authority at half-time. And he said also about that, he says his game plans go, they followed it to a T. So they trust him, they believe in him, he's getting the results. Does he need like a Portuguese name or something to get the job?
Just give him the job.
Yeah.
If he's going to be in charge, give him the job.
OK. Jacob Murphy then joined the Isles, on loan? When was it? Thursday? He hasn't even had a chance to rent a room yet. And he's already in the score sheet.
Yeah, brilliant from him. Great start for him. I think when you join a club, it's how quickly you can get off the mark. To score in the second minute is absolutely incredible. He gets a little bit fortunate, but he just keeps on going. Keeper perhaps should do better, but he doesn't care about that. Great finish.
We're going to have a look at the other game as well. Listen, reasons to be cheerful for both West Bromwich Albion and Millwall. Unbeaten starts this season. West Brom have Charlie Austin coming in, but you played with Matt Smith. Just how good a fit is he for Millwall?
I think he'd be brilliant for them. I think when you look at the size of the team that they've built, they're built to put balls in the box. The way he started the game at home last week was perfect for him. Then coming off the bench as an away team player, an impact player, I think it'll suit Matt down to the ground.
Do you think Neil Harris has got this bang on, don't you? Because we've talked about the discipline back. He's definitely in control. He's proven that over the summer. You like Matt being on the bench away from home and starting at home, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think sometimes he will play in the away games, he will start, but sometimes you've got to look at the teams that you're playing against and think, what will cause them a danger? 20, 30 minutes to go.
All right, top stuff, Warnock. After the break, there's 7 more championship games for us to enjoy, but if you usually tune out of 10, here's just 3 reasons to think again, my friends.
Screwfix sponsors EFL highlights on Quest.
Are your old freestanding wardrobes a waste of space? Then let us help you uncover the hidden space in your bedroom. Sharp's fitted wardrobes stretch from wall to wall and floor to ceiling, are perfectly fitted to the contours of your room, and come with tailored storage solutions, giving you up to twice the storage space of freestanding wardrobes. Trust Sharp's to create beautifully organised space. Our half-price sale is now on. Call or click for your nearest showroom or free home design visit.
When booking your cruise holiday, you expect exceptional levels of service and value for money. That's why you should always book with the UK's #1 independent cruise specialist, ROL Cruise. Not only can you choose from a vast selection of exclusive cruise offers, you'll automatically qualify for complimentary membership to Cruise Miles, the official rewards programme from ROL Cruise. Endorsed by all major cruise lines, you receive 1 mile for every £1 spent. Miles can then be redeemed against future cruises or cabin upgrades. Membership's free, and if you register before the 31st of August, you'll be credited with 5,000 complimentary miles. Join me and over 250,000 other UK members today. Visit rolcruise.co.uk. ROL Cruise. Experience the difference. Atoll protected.
With Now TV, the entertainment doesn't stop when the sun goes down. So start your 7-day free trial, kick off your flip-flops and dive into over 300 box sets. Stream the hottest shows that everyone's talking about, all without a contract. And with so much to choose from, there's something for everyone. To start your 7-day free trial of over 300 box sets with no contract, search Now TV.
With our Tap and Track app, you can follow your AA mechanic all the way to your side. Switch to a different kind of breakdown service for just £4.50 a month. Visit theaa.com.
Haagen-Dazs. Ice cream crafted with real fresh cream and caramelised pralines. Haagen-Dazs Obsessions Collection.
News just in. Totally Money's free credit report analyses up to 6 years of your credit behaviour.
So you'll know how to improve your credit score.
Go knock on the door.
People's Postcode Lottery costs £10 a month, and winning postcodes are announced every single day. And £30,000 will be won every day by players in the September draws.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
There's over £17 million guaranteed to be won. Join in with your postcode on our website or give us a call. You never know, we could be knocking on your door.
As an introduction to some of our breathtaking resorts, stylish accommodation and world-class dining, you and your family could be enjoying a free week of accommodation for up to 6 people at a CLC World resort or hotel. Go to clcworld.tv. You won't believe what you see.
Our busy lives can make it difficult to get the nutrition we need, which could lead to problems for your hair. Vitamin, zinc and biotin contribute to the maintenance of normal hair. Try Viviscal Max Strength supplements. Viviscal has been specially formulated to include biotin, zinc and amino mast C. It's one of the most scientifically researched brands, with visible results in 3 months. Help maintain normal hair. Try Viviscal today, available online and in stores.
Henry and Simon are competing to restore old goodies.
It's got your name written all over it.
Lovely. To new glory and a pocket full of cash.
How much? A 4-figure sum.
Brand new Find It, Fix It, Flog It. Wednesday at 10 on Quest and Quest OD.
Screwfix sponsors EFL highlights on Quest.
Let's dive straight back into the football to see if Cardiff could bounce back from an opening day defeat at Wigan.
It's been 13 years since these teams last met in the league. There were 11 goals in games involving both clubs last week in their opening fixtures. Joe Roll's free kick finding Sean Morrison and Aidan Flint. Neither could net. Keeper Simon Sluga needing all his athleticism and every one of his 191 centimetres plus his full reach to deny the first effort. Dan Potts then found loads of space to get Luton into the box, where Pelly Radakampenzu and Callum McManaman tussled to go close. Neil Warnock has a personal managerial record of never losing to the Hatters, and a Josh Murphy free kick to Flint ensured he looked on his way to another result. That's Flint's first Bluebirds goal in just his second appearance since joining from Middlesbrough. Cardiff went on to cause absolute merry havoc here as they looked to make it 2-0. Luton a little guilty of some ball watching in the scramble. Had Josh Murphy netted this, it would have been a belter. James Collin cleared it off the line. It was Matty Pearson who got Luton back in the game. This is his first ever championship goal of his career. He's now scored in the second, third, fourth and fifth tiers of English football. Warnock's final throw of the dice at the Cardiff City Stadium was a good one. He brought on new boy Isaac Vassell, and the striker instantly repaid his boss's faith in him with the 93rd minute winner. He signed a 3-year deal on deadline day and is now responsible for getting Cardiff off the mark.
Wigan haven't won at Deepdale for 15 years, while Preston's poor end to the season carried over this. An early goal, though, the perfect tonic for the home side. Sean Maguire somehow growing tallest in the box from Paul Gallagher's corner. Wigan manager Paul Cook forced his side to watch videos of last season's 4-0 horror show at Deepdale. His players seem to take it as a how-to guide, though, rather than a warning. Daniel Johnson getting too much time out wide. Lewis Moult getting even more in Wigan's penalty box to head in the second. Preston were beginning to enjoy themselves and capped their win with a contender for goal of the day. Gallagher with an absolutely unstoppable free kick, leaving David Marshall grasping at nothing. The Latics away form has been abysmal since their return to the second tier. Only 2 wins, and this was another particularly poor day at the office. Lee Evans' long ranger late on as close as they got. The points and the pride in this Lancashire derby stayed in Preston.
Exciting times for Derby County if they can tick along nicely until the new year and Rooney's arrival. Jayden Bogle's driving run promised to give them the edge against Swansea. Brought to earth in a tangle with Jake Bidwell that put Martin Waghorn in position to put away the opening goal. But Newcastle loanee Freddie Woodman and the Swans coaches had done their homework, anticipating Waghorn would choose the corner he's tended to favour recently from 12 yards. One of those games when the goalkeepers were destined to shine. Borja Baston's slippery spin came to nothing as Woodman's counterpart Keller Rose got a good strong glove on the effort, stopping the Spaniard from making the headlines this week. This time they belong to Woodman, who distinguished himself again following the break after space opened up for Florian Josephson, recovering rapidly to thwart Scott Malone. A match that ended in stalemate, keeping both clubs unbeaten.
I've got to ask you about Wayne Rooney, arguably the biggest signing in EFL history. On the pitch, a good idea?
I think it's really good. I think Derby fans will be disappointed that he's not coming straight away because they'll want to see him. They'll want to see what he's about. Arguably the best player that England have produced in many years. So, exciting times for Derby.
And off the pitch?
Yeah, I mean, commercially, he's huge, isn't he? I think the owner's already spoke about that, Mel Morris. He knows what his value is. And, yeah, it's putting Derby on the map worldwide.
But every manager that's had him has talked about him in training and how he applies himself to coaching. He's going to be passing all of that on to the players coming through there. It just seems like a no-brainer of a great deal.
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to train with him at England, and the quality he has is unbelievable. To watch him day in, day out, young players will learn so much off him.
Yeah. Preston North End today, what a performance. Unfortunately, Wigan have picked up where they left off really all of last season. Much better at home and away. What's a goal from Gallagher?
Yeah, brilliant. He's capable of it, though.
Absolutely.
You see it year upon year. He's getting older now, but the quality's still there. He'll love me for saying that. But we know what the quality is that he possesses.
Well, the Preston North End fans, they like to say a fine wine. He's just maturing with age as they go. Listen, so many great debuts today. We've got to pick up on this. Isaac Vassell, 90+1 he comes on the pitch. 90+6. SW does this.
Yeah, I mean, the keeper, Sluga, he had a tough time last week against Middlesbrough. He came for one earlier on. He didn't do well. He's made the wrong decision here, but Vassell won't care about that. He's got himself on the score sheet.
He used to play for Luton, and there was a little sign he might be going back to Luton. He's went to Cardiff, and he's done that. He's not welcome back. He's not welcome back to Luton. Simple as that. Right. Time to wrap up the Championship now. We start at Hull, where the visitors were Reading. The Royals had a remarkable last few days in the transfer window. Not only signing Lucas João, but also Pele and Puskas. Absolute scenes. Hull City hoping to be the only name on our lips today at the KCOM.
Grant McCann's convinced Hull can mount a top-6 challenge this season. Keeping Kamil Krasicki and Jared Bowen reinforced that belief. And when the Poles shot ricocheted to last season's leading scorer, there was more cause for optimism. Not the finest moment for Reading's teenage goalkeeper João Virginia on loan from Everton. From the rebound, Bowen couldn't miss. And he soon set about putting the Royals in more trouble, supplying the perfect cross for Jackson Irvine. To that point, Reading's surreal team sheet was more impressive than their performance, with Pele straight into the starting lineup and Puskas on the bench. But fellow new signings Lucas Boye and Lucas João combined to warn the Tigers to take nothing for granted. So close for the former Sheffield Wednesday man, who swapped stripes for hoops just 3 days after scoring against the Berkshire club last week, and marked his first appearance by reviving his new team's hopes. The first repayment on a reported £5 million transfer fee. By now, Puskas had joined the fray, an exciting young Romanian with a surname sure to attract attention. Admittedly spelt differently to the Hungarian great, and Puskas, with a K, surely wouldn't have spurned the chance which could have earned a draw for Reading. Instead, back-to-back defeats for them, but Hull deserved a pat on the back.
Brentford's win at the Riverside in March was their first in 13 against Borough in all competitions, but it didn't look good for the visitors when Ethan Pinnock gave away a corner that David Raya couldn't contain. And it was quickly dispatched. Ashley Fletcher taking advantage of a scrambling Raya, who did get a finger to it. He bundled the ball home, only for it to be disallowed. An eagle-eyed official spotting he'd used his arm, and Brentford's blushes were spared. Middlesbrough had many first-half chances they'll rue tonight. Bees keeper Raya clearly decided he wasn't going to be caught on the back foot again, as he saw of Paddy McNair. And Fletcher had another goal disallowed. He was clearly offside here, and the whistle had gone before the ball had even hit the back of the net, thanks to a correct call from the linesman. Raya's heroics continued. He then bailed out Pinnock when he was again found wanting here, and saw off this great effort from Marvin Johnson. It's fair to say a couple of the Borough chances came through a bit too much playing around at the back and loss of possession by Brentford. Another chance eventually falling here to Britt Assombalonga, who streaked down the left and eventually hit the post. It was all application for no reward for Jonathan Woodgate's men. Brentford then got the only goal of the game 9 minutes into the second half. Ollie Watkins set up by Sergi Canos with a lovely flick and sent in the perfect delivery for Watkins to tap home. Brentford will need work at the back but are off the mark. Woodgate and co may feel aggrieved by no point at home.
There hasn't been a goalless draw between Fulham and Blackburn for 36 years, and that streak would continue at Craven Cottage. Tom Kearney curling in a glorious long-range strike to open the scoring 10 minutes before half-time, only his second goal in a year. Tony Mowbray demanded a reaction from his side after their opening defeat to Charlton last weekend, and almost got one just after the break. Adam Armstrong flashing a drive past Marcus Bettinelli's goal. Fulham targeted proven Championship talent this summer, including Bobby de Cordova-Reid, who found another in Anthony Knockaert, who almost bent in a second. The Frenchman apparently angry at the top corner, but not quite being where he expected. The second goal finally came thanks largely to Joe Bryan's persistence, eventually battling past Elliot Bennett, his cross too tempting not to be tapped in by Alexander Mitrovic. 13 Championship goals in just 19 games for the Serbian. Right at the end, de Cordova-Reid almost capped a perfect debut. Anticipating Mitrovic's flick on, his poked attempt could only drift wide. No matter, a first win since relegation for Scott Parker.
We all knew how big today was, our first home game, and boys needed to put a performance in. And tough game, but we come out of it with the right end in the result.
Despite their best efforts on deadline day, Birmingham City remains short of senior out-and-out forwards. But as Bristol City keeper Daniel Bentley soon discovered, attacking midfielder Fran Villalba promises to be a lively addition. The Robins attacking options were bolstered by the arrival of Benik Afobe on loan from Stoke, denied a debut goal by Lee Camp, with thanks due to Casey Palmer for the piercing pass. In the second half for the home side, Villalba continued to catch the eye, drawing defenders before finding Lukas Jutkovic. The big man dismayed to see the ball drop the wrong side of the line following Bentley's acrobatics. So he was doubly determined to make his next chance count. The header from Mark Roberts' cross, meat and drink for the target man, who carries so much of the Blues' scoring hopes on his broad shoulders. At the other end, there was another opportunity for Afobe to start putting that disappointing spell in the Potteries behind him. But the quest to get back to his best must continue after Camp stood firm. With 6 minutes to spare, though, another precision pass from Palmer sliced the Blues apart. And Tommy Rowe's Bristol City career did kick off with a goal. The former Doncaster man's successful debut salvaged a draw, frustrating for Birmingham, but 4 points from 6 is not a bad start.
It isn't at all. From a Bristol City point of view, 3 passes that Glenn Hoddle would have been proud of. Lee Johnson's thoughts and Casey Palmer. That might be a little OTT, but not by much.
No, lovely weighted passes, and he could be the difference this season from having a really successful season to having an indifferent season. But the nice thing for me is that it looks like a great relationship that they've struck up with Chelsea. You think of Thomas Callas, Jay De Silva coming in, and it all stems from the way they handled Tammy Abraham.
So they trust them. They trust the centre players there. It turns out to be permanent moves. It could be real key, right?
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you want as a club. You want to be able to knock on the door at Chelsea and say, any more players we can use?
Talk about permanent moves. Quite an easy one for Scott Parker, but I'm not saying the missing piece of the jigsaw, but Harry Arter, definitely a player that Fulham need.
Yeah, brilliant today. Covered every blade of grass. Arguably one of Cardiff's best players in the Premier League last year. And it's challenges like this that you love as a defender in front, having that protection in front of you. But he can play as well. That's the most important bit for Scott Parker as well. He's got the balance of both with him. Lovely little bit of skill to turn out and feed the ball to the very talented Tom Kearney. And what a strike this is, Colin. Great left foot on him.
Absolutely brilliant. There you go. Listen, we're up against the time-wise because by 10 o'clock we must be on to League One and League Two. Game of 2 halves, wasn't it? Brentford and Borough. Jonathan Woodgate called for VAR in the Championship. You can see his point after today, but would you back that as well? Do you want to see it in the Championship?
Yeah, I'd love to see it in the Championship. I think it'd clear this situation up because when we've looked at it, we think it's handball, and that's what he can't see.
OK, right. League One, League Two. Every goal over a full hour on the way. And this might not even be in the top 5. If you haven't tried it before, tonight would be a good night to take the plunge. Don't go anywhere.
Did you bring the bibs?
Screwfix sponsors EFL highlights on Quest.
Welcome to Sky Q, where the TV you love is all in one place. And right now, you can get your hands on this unmissable sports offer. Not only will you get the TV everyone's talking about, you'll also get all Sky Sports channels ready for the biggest live events of the summer. Now with even more Premier League games than ever before. So get the TV you love, all Sky Sports channels, all in HD for just £42 a month. But hurry, this offer won't last. Search Sky TV today.
Healthspan's liquid opti-turmeric is absorbed a whole 7 times faster than standard turmeric tablets. Because, and here's the thing, not all supplements are created equal. For vitamins and supplements delivered direct to your door, visit healthspan.co.uk today.
And last weekend in Amsterdam was great, although I thought the place was a bit expensive.
That's strange. I got quite a good deal on the hotel.
Seriously?
You think £200 a night is a good deal? What? No, never spend that on a hotel. Well, how did you do it then?
Well, with Trivago, you can search for the hotel you want, select the dates, and Trivago will compare prices from hundreds of websites worldwide to find the ideal hotel for you.
Do I know you?
Hotel.
Trivago.
Hotel. Trivago.
Chloe, booking a salon appointment over the phone? You could learn a thing or two from Jamie. Still waiting? Guess they're busy. Book on Treatwell, like Jamie. She knows she can book any treatment from anywhere, anytime, even when the salon's closed. Download the Treatwell app and book hair and beauty online. Jamie, you're a hair and beauty booking boss.
Introducing new Aviva Plus car insurance. We've cut down the questions so you get a quick quote, not a quiz. Come direct to aviva.co.uk.
Just had an accident? Why risk your no claims bonus or pay an excess if you weren't at fault? Call or visit justhadανaccident.com today.
I trust my garage. Good honest value.
I trust my garage because they always explain things clearly.
When you choose a garage, look for the Trust My Garage Shield. All members comply with our strict code of practice to ensure great service every time. Trust My Garage is owned by the representative body for independent garages.
You can trust my garage. We're proud to be members.
Trust My Garage, the network of quality independent garages you can trust. Visit trustmygarage.co.uk to find your nearest member.
Do you want to share a pudding?
Oh, go on.
Love you.
Filter out background noise and turn up the things you love. Get interest-free monthly payments on hearing aids at Boots. Let's feel good.
Petrol and power cords could make gardening a chore. So G-Tech's cordless garden range is powered by lithium-ion batteries. Our cordless lawnmower runs for up to 40 minutes and recharges in just an hour. Our cordless grass trimmer will trim the edges and hard-to-reach areas. And our lightweight hedge trimmer cuts high up and down low without bending. Just a perfect finish. Call the number on screen or visit gtech.co.uk.
Fast fashion rules.
Just tell me how you'd like the styling.
Keep it classic.
There's fuzzy dice around the mirror. I throw it up in the rafters.
Shop till you drop.
Don't you love these late night mad thrashes?
And always mess to impress.
It's beautiful.
Loud as hell. Amazing paint job.
Are you sure this is the same car?
Mean Motors made to measure.
I said we need a beer and a hammer.
Brand new Speed is the New Black starts Thursday, 22nd of August on Quest and Quest OD.
Did you bring the bibs?
Screwfix sponsors EFL highlights on Quest.
Here we go, proper football, that's what we like to call it. And over the next hour, we're going to bring you action from 23 League 1 and 2 games. And to help us dissect all of that, new jumpers purchased for a new season is Ali Maxwell, a top podcaster from the Not the Top 20 podcast. And we kick off this week's action with two teams who have lofty ambitions. Up front for Ipswich, James Norwood was looking to get off the mark. And for Sunderland, Jack Ross made two changes from last week's draw with Oxford United. Nick Halling tells us all about the goings-on down at Portman Road.
Off to a winning start to life in League One at Burton last week, Ipswich were quickly on the front foot against a Sunderland side seemingly stuck in neutral. And it was no surprise when they took the lead inside the first 15 minutes. Everton loanee Luke Garbett, whose goal saw off the Brewers last time out, making it 2 in as many matches. Promising stuff, but Ipswich manager Paul Lambert has been muttering about a lack of investment in his squad during the week. Not that there looked to be much wrong with the weapons at his disposal, as they threatened to run riot in a one-sided first half. Cole Skew's denied on the line there. Then James Norwood spurning the second chance. No matter, this one was all Ipswich. Sunderland hardly seemed to be doing much more than a spot of Suffolk sunbathing. And when Caden Jackson sent a cross over to Garbett, only Black Cats keeper John McLaughlin was there to keep his side in the game. The penalty shouts were half-hearted at best. Sunderland basically had only one chance, and this is it. Midway through the second half, Luke Chambers dithering, Mark McNulty hustling, and then finding Lyndon Gooch all on his own. The American's penalty had rescued a point for his side last week against Oxford, but Sunderland shared the spoils too often last season, 19 draws in all. Worryingly, they've carried on where they left off. Neither side will be too happy about this result. Ipswich wondering how they didn't win it, Sunderland wondering how they managed to pinch a point.
I thought we were excellent. We lost a really schoolboy goal. That should never have happened. We get caught with that, but I thought the performance and the way we played was absolutely fantastic. We should have won it. You're right, we should have won the game.
Came here to try and win the game and wanted to win the game, but the manner of our first half performance was way short of where we need to be at, and so deservedly behind at half time. However, the second half was a lot better, and we get our rewards for that, and we take something from the game.
Ali, obviously 2 pre-season favourites for the title, for promotion. How did that look today?
Off the pitch, it looked great. 24,000 fans packed into Portman Road. Sunderland fans playing their part, a wonderful atmosphere. On the pitch, not quite the level that you would expect between 2 teams that you think might challenge for the title. Ipswich definitely had the better of the game. That was clear. Should have won it and will feel like they deserve to. But same sort of story from last season with them in terms of an individual mistake costing them and not being able to finish their chances. And Sunderland, you know, Jack Ross touched on it there, genuinely desperately poor in the first half.
Stephen, that's the phrase that no Ipswich Town fan wants to hear, which is reminiscent of last season. How hard is it when you're relegated, albeit then you become a bigger dog and the bookies will be saying you're going to go back up, to actually draw the line and not sort of feel a hangover from what happened?
He's trying to stop a hemorrhage, and that's the hard thing to do. It's trying to build confidence. They get a good result away from home last week, but then if you look at what Sunderland had to overcome last year, couldn't win at home, and it's something that Jack Ross corrected straight away. Paul Lambert's got to try and correct that. It's very hard in front of a big crowd at home now. He's got to build confidence quick.
We hear a lot of teams are unlucky because they have loads of chances, but you got to convert your chances. We can look at Leeds' game today. We can look at this game as well. Missed chances are exactly that, and mistakes get punished.
I love this, though. I think this is brilliant. So unselfish. Slide it across the box to your mate, put it in, nice tapping, but bad defending from Ipswich, and that's what's cost them.
Yeah, I think what I would say on that point is that going back to these 2 teams being favourites for the title, generally title challengers are solid at the back or very fluid going forward, and both of these teams have got some way to go to reaching that point.
Also, with Sunderland, Jack Ross said, you know, they didn't perform in the first 45 minutes. We spent a lot of time in the forums. It doesn't mean everything we read that we all rant during a match, right? But, you know, some people saying the worst 45 minutes under Jack Ross at Sunderland. What are you reading in there, Ali, in terms of the importance of not just Sunderland's results, but the style of football they play this season?
Yeah, kind of just a Groundhog Day feeling amongst some of the fan base. Desperately disappointing end to last season as they dropped away from the top 2, ended up finishing 5th, and didn't put in a great performance at Wembley in the playoff final as well. But the big sort of running joke at the moment is the 1-1 scoreline. I think 15 out of 46 games last season were 1-1, and 2 out of 2 already this season. So the fans are getting pretty bored of that, but there's a reason for it, and that's that Sunderland have quality players who, in spells, can produce goals, but generally there are large swathes of the game where they're poor in possession, don't create enough, and at the back, you know, they've switched to 3 at the back, having played 4 last season, and it hasn't made them any more solid. They still look vulnerable.
Stephen, be honest, right? I don't want you to toe the line here. Don't sit in the fence. We're hearing this all the time from people like Ali and myself and fans saying it's not just about results, you know, we want to enjoy the football that's played. As somebody who played at high levels, does that annoy you a bit? Are you like, come on, just look at the results?
Yeah, you just want to win games. As footballers, you want to win games, but you want to win them in the right way. You want to play the Pep Guardiola way. Everyone wants to play this fluent football. Sometimes it's not possible. You just want to win games and enjoy your night.
It's actually called the Jurgen Klopp way. Right, our first lovingly prepared League One roundup begins with 2 teams who started with a win. It's a trip to the New York Stadium as Lincoln went to Rotherham.
With Rotherham a championship side last season, this would be a good measure of promoted Lincoln's potential. With record signing Freddie Ladapo looking menacing up front, the Millers look capable of brushing aside a depleted Lincoln. The Imps have injuries, suspensions, and were even hit by illness this week. Maybe they were due a stroke of luck. They got it when Sean McDonald put through his own net just before half-time. Tyler Walker, the Lincoln man who helped create the chaos. He's one of several new recruits that have hit the ground running. Soon afterwards, nice skill by Jack Payne almost created a goal for George Grant. Both men also new signings. Rotherham saw more of the ball than Lincoln, but couldn't make it count. Allowed an advantage after a tackle from Payne inflicted just that on Matt Olasunde. McDonald came close to cancelling out his own goal opener. In the final analysis, you'd have to say that Lincoln were just more ruthless in front of goal. Despite only 3 shots all match, Harry Anderson's header ensured they recorded 2 goals. By contrast, Rotherham managed none from 17. Josh Vickers' save from Ladapo helped ensure back-to-back wins for the League One new boys.
Wally Downs has turned Wimbledon into some of League One's most resilient travellers.
Under him, they'd not lost away since February, and that was at Sunderland. On the stormy Fylde coast, it was again looking good. Kwesi Appiah stooping to conquer. And he was involved again as the Dons looked all set to go 2 goals clear. Defender Paul Kalambayi found himself in unfamiliar territory, but lacking Appiah's lethal touch, he's never scored a senior goal. Rather more reliable is Fleetwood's Paddy Madden. But even one of the EFL's sharpest strikers has 1 or 2 of these in his locker each season. With that gremlin out of the machine, it was soon business as usual for Madden, the striker nearing a century. This, his 98th goal in the EFL. August football used to mean blazing sun. This was more like November. Gale force winds, making the goalkeepers' jobs especially hard. Wimbledon's Kiwi Nikola Tsanev survived the first air raid, but not Josh Morris's second delivery. 2 in 2 for Morris since his move from Scunthorpe. He's in his groove quickly, just like his teammates. They could have furthered their winning margin had Madden, Morris or Conor McAleny scored here, but that's 6 points on the board for Joey Barton.
Hollywood star Will Ferrell was in attendance at Fratton Park today, Tranmere attempting to play the Wedding Crashers. 60% of the time, Ronan Curtis scores every time. Not this one though, his low drive saved by Scott Davis, the follow-up blocked by George Ray. With a packed crowd, it would be easy for Rovers to be just the other guys, but they gave as good as they got. The Pompey defence bewitched by Kieran Morris, his shot just wide. The goal when it came was worth the wait. A corner not fully cleared, and midfield anchorman Ben Close sent back a sumptuous volley. Close giving his best attempt at blue steel in celebration. This degenerated into an old-school end-to-ender with chances galore. Marcus Harness and Curtis, the producers in this move. Lee Brown couldn't quite finish it off. Pompey kept pushing, only for Andy Cannon to live up to his name and smash one off the post. Rovers' best chance came from a corner. The former semi-pro Manny Monte given plenty of room for activities, but his header bounced wide. The visitors at least trying to go down in a blaze of glory. Portsmouth's afternoon delight was sealed with a quarter hour to go. Paul Downing's header cleared off the line. Tom Naylor reacting quickest to make it 2-0. Then the game, well, it escalated quickly. From the other side, almost a third. Brett Pittman's shot straight at Downing's head, but over the bar. Late on, almost a moment to remember for birthday boy Brown. Pittman's effort saved by Davis. Brown denied a first ever Pompey goal by the linesman's flag. The 3 points secure. You stay classy, Portsmouth.
Neither Oxford or the Posh won on the opening weekend, but the U's record against Peterborough at home is strong with 3 wins in their last 4. Oxford's Tariq Fosu-Henry causing all sorts of problems before Frankie Kent forced him wide and his effort found the post. Oxford found joy repeatedly down the right, with James Henry finding Alex Woodyard, who found Cameron Brannigan, whose bullet might have taken a deflection on the way in. Posh's best chance came thanks to Marcus Maddison. He decided to have a go from distance, but Simon Eastwood was there to see it over. And what might have been late on for Oxford. Jamie Mackie set up Henry. Liverpool loanee Ben Woodburn was then left to rue a chance to score his first ever league goal, despite scoring in the League Cup for his parent club and his country Wales.
Good start for Oxford United. Even better, Ali, based on who they played in the first 2 games.
Yeah, a good point at Sunderland last week. Could have probably been more as well. And a great win against Peterborough today, who were meant to be up there playoff chasing, if not more, last season. So it's been a good start. Carl Robinson signed a 3-year contract today, which is a huge statement for a club. At this level, it's rare to see managers sign a contract that long. The fans are saying we're still maybe 1 or 2 players away. So they're going to try and get a couple of loanees in the next few weeks.
I'm more interested in what you'd react as a player in the Oxford United dressing room, because what he said is exactly right. 3 years you've given him. Does that send that message? You talked about Lee Bullen, caretaker, and that maybe doesn't work. Does that tell the players in there it's his way or the highway?
Yeah, possibly, I think, but it gives you longevity. It gives you that feeling that you can listen to the manager and know that that belief's there for a long time. You get a little bit of leeway yourself because you know that you've got time to progress if you're a young player as well.
Fleetwood came from behind today to beat Wimbledon. Very impressive start to the season as well, 2 out of 2.
Yeah, and I think that's something impressive considering I don't think that would have probably happened last season.
Yeah, you wouldn't have backed them to do it. It's really good signs for them as well. Let's talk, Ali, a little bit about Lincoln. How many times do people say Lincoln are reinventing themselves? I think it's rubbish. I think it's been just a gradient towards playing a more attractive football over the last couple of seasons. How did you read today?
Yeah, evolution, I think. The signings of Jack Payne and George Grant made it quite clear that Danny Cowley thought they needed a bit more invention in the final third this year if they were to keep growing as a club, and I think that there's no reason why they can't. Having said that, today was more about grit, determination, resilience. Those are words Cowley used in his post-match.
But you never
conference.
lose that when you've got it in the locker.
Exactly, but also you can see in their goals today, set pieces. It's been a big part of Lincoln's DNA under Cowley, something they worked very hard on. They scored the most set-piece goals in League Two last season, and they, frankly, were battered by Rotherham today. It was against the run of play, but being proficient at set pieces is a huge thing in modern football. I think about a third of goals are scored from set pieces, so if you are under the cosh, it's a way that you can keep creating opportunities even so.
Right, Stephen, just bear with me here, right? So I was at Anfield last night. Paul Gascoigne's there, right? The word gets about quick. If I'm a young player in that pitch, I want to score in front of Paul Gascoigne. Today, at Portsmouth, Will Ferrell was there, as you might have got from the commentary. You'd probably want to score in front of him still.
Absolutely.
He's a legend, right?
Yeah, I think it's one of them when you want to score and you want him to come down and say, I want to meet the man who scored that goal. I mean, it's great, isn't it? What a story.
Terrible impression, but let's have a look. Let's have a look at the goal anyway from Ben Close. Absolutely sensational. All the commentary did all of the cannonball lines and all, so we don't even have anything left.
This is just sensational.
Yeah, absolutely. And Close scored a similar sort of volley in midweek in the Carabao Cup against Birmingham last season. We saw him scoring with his right foot, with his left foot, just edge of the box and outside. That's his range, and it's such a quality to have because Portsmouth actually, they can struggle to break down teams at times and play through them. So to have someone that can do this, it's going to help.
Ben's probably watching right now at home in his jacuzzi with steak and chips and a whiskey.
Why not?
Yeah, there you go. Great goal. Right, we'll move on from that. We've absolutely knackered all mentions of Anchorman. Mentions this. It's the start of the season. Right, Rochdale and Milton Keynes now, but not before we head to Southend where we find Blackpool.
Blackpool do like to be beside the seaside, and Simon Grayson's men made themselves right at home on the Essex coast, taking an early lead when Southend keeper Mark Oxley was put under pressure, the ball eventually finding its way into the net off the back of Harry Lennon's head for an own goal. That came inside the first 10 minutes, and the shell-shocked Shrimpers were stunned again just 3 minutes later. Neltham Delfonso bearing down on Oxley and coolly doubling the visitors' lead. This was the stuff of tangerine dreams. Southend just couldn't wake from their nightmare, and worse was to come on 37 minutes. Delfonso again seemingly surrounded by a host of statues in blue shirts before picking his spot in a leisurely manner. 5 goals scored, none conceded in the new season so far for the resurgent Seasiders, who had the best early chance in the second half too. Sule Kaikai unlucky to see his effort come back off a post. Oxley might have got an important touch. Things only started to go wrong an hour into the match, and this one really doesn't make much sense. There's absolutely nothing going on here until James Husband loses the plot completely and piles in on Elvis Buomono. Even Husband looked somewhat bemused at what he'd done. Nobody could have any complaints about the inevitable red card, and with a lot of time remaining, that gave Southend just a glimmer of hope. And they did manage to have the last word as well, with Lennon setting up Simon Cox with 15 minutes remaining. But Blackpool held on, and 2 games into the season, they're kings of the League One castle.
Three 3,500 turned out at Rochdale. Visitors Doncaster went painfully close to promotion in May, but looking for their first win under Darren Moore. Callum Camps with a great backwards glance to Rakeel Pike, who took it on the turn but could only find the post. Pike, though, would get another chance. However, this time it would be well saved by Ian Lawler before half-time. The home side went ahead. Rhys Norrington-Davies was the man with the assist for Aaron Morley, who put Rochdale ahead, scrambling the ball into the goal. 3 minutes into injury time, with Rochdale looking good for a home win, Kieran Sadlier got his second of the season. He also scored the equaliser last week, so he is now responsible for all of Doncaster's points so far this campaign.
MK Dons finally got their season underway at home to Shrewsbury after their opening weekend match against Bury was postponed. The visitors, the faster starters. Sean Whalley somehow only hitting the bar from about a yard. This game sorely lacked quality in front of goal, having to wait until the 85th minute for the next real chance. David Edwards attempting the spectacular, Lee Nichols matching him and tipping it around the post. This was drifting away to a goalless draw until deep into stoppage time. Rhys Healy's impressive loan spell last season brought him back to MK this summer. He looked to have finally broken the deadlock, but was helped past Max O'Leary by a huge deflection from Ethan Ebanks-Landell. This goes down as an own goal. Sorry, Rhys.
MK Dons finally getting their season underway. I still think we saw proof there at Shrewsbury Town maybe underestimated this season, but you really fancy MK Dons this year?
Yeah, Shrewsbury have played 2 tight games. They won 1-0 against Pompey and they've lost 1-0 as well. So plenty for them to be happy with, especially at the back. But I do like MK Dons. I don't think, weirdly, we saw the best of them in winning promotion from League 2 last season.
Yeah.
A few injuries in the middle part of the campaign that meant they had to change up their style and system a little bit. But they're back to the 3-4-1-2 or the 3-4-3. There's a few different combinations they can use going forward. Ultimately, though, really solid at the back, and they've got a really strong midfield. Hiram Boateng, Horton and McGrandles, with Gilby on the bench. I think a 1-0 scoreline for MK Dons, that's going to be something we see a lot this season.
It's very important that we don't show mock support for what's going on bad at clubs. It's important we mention Bury every week that they don't play, and this is a good time to do it. It's so important to keep it at the forefront of everyone's mind, because Stephen, they're absolutely on the clock now.
Yeah, they are, and it's such a sad situation. We're seeing it in a couple of clubs now in the EFL, and we just want it rectifying. We want to get to the bottom of it, and hopefully there's some investment comes in.
Yeah, we keep saying it, though, and the dire situations, there are plenty of examples of fans who will be happy today, who would say, we were there last year, we were there 2 years ago, unfortunately, we were there 3 years ago, and there's light there. It's important we keep pushing that as well.
Absolutely. There's been a lot of support from other fans for what Bury fans are going through, but the situation is very, very tense, very urgent. Something's not quite adding up. From the club, they're saying we have given the proof that's necessary to show that we can maintain the club through a season, but the EFL, for whatever reason, they're saying that they haven't had the proof that they need. So they've got 13 days now. It really is getting tense.
Yep, we can't see the papers, so it's our duty of care not to pass comment things that we haven't seen it. But look, perfect time to then talk about Blackpool. I'm not sure it's happier fans at the moment. What a start this season for them. Everything is rosy. You got a bit of an inside in this club. I know you know Jay Spearing really well, so you talk to him off the record. Does that feeling translate into the dressing room?
Yeah, I think when you look at the season they had last year, everything that was going on off the pitch, and then Terry McPhillips given the opportunity to step in last season, probably new to the job. This season, new owners. Well, we saw them at the end of last season, but then a new manager who comes in, experienced, been at the club before. Spoke to Simon Grayson as well. He said it's a different club now, different feel to it. I'm expecting good things from them because Simon's an excellent manager, and we know at Championship and League One level at getting them promoted.
Yes, 2 games in this season, but just for giggles, you're looking for the pieces that need to be in place. From fan morale to the right manager, the fans, the manager, the board, the players all being in a perfect circle, and that's Blackpool right now.
Yeah, and crucially, I'm looking at performances on the pitch, and Blackpool's first 2 games have been really slick, really solid at the back. You saw Kai there slipping a brilliant through ball to Delfonso, so summer additions making an impact, but some of the old guard doing so as well. So considering Grayson only came into the job about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks now, the impact he's had in a short space of time is very impressive.
We will see what happens over the long space of time. The rest of League One up after the break, and if you're usually up for a 10:30 switch, you can't think what else is on, then maybe think again. Here's just one reason to stay tuned for all the action from League 2.
Screwfix sponsors EFL highlights on Quest.
With a Now TV Sky Cinema Pass, the action doesn't stop when the sun goes down. So start your 7-day free trial, kick off your flip-flops and dive into over 1,000 movies. Stream the hottest films that everyone's talking about. all without a contract. And with so much to choose from, there's something for everyone. To start your 7-day free trial of over 1,000 movies with no contract, search Now TV.
She doesn't remember I'm her daughter, but I do. I'm walking for my mum. Who will you walk for? Sign up at memorywalk.org.uk.
Hello there. Get money car. Money supermarket.
Tracy, I'm here to take you out for a walk.
But I'm not with Direct Line.
And that is why you've been waiting around for someone else to fix your problem, instead of enjoying a duck à l'orange with Sharon. So saving Mr. Watkins here, when you realize you've got balance and bam. You missed out on becoming Tracy on Ice, all because you're not with Direct Line.
This is Peloton.
Let's get this started.
Studio cycling, live and on demand in your home. And his and hers.
Find that beat.
This is thousands of riders connecting with world-class instructors and each other. This is a game-changing workout whenever you want it. This is you reaching your personal best. Until tomorrow. Peloton.
I hate going to funerals. That's why I'm not going to mine.
If you'd prefer a funeral that's an altogether simpler affair, talk to Simplicity Cremations. Simplicity, making funerals less of an undertaking.
That's how I roll. If I'm shining, everybody gonna shine. I was born like this, don't even gotta try. I like shot and naked better over time. It ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on my juice.
The Fiat 500 Star and Rockstar with 0% APR.
Oi, are you gonna bingo? Vlog.
Boom! Hello, Internet, and welcome to the Are You Gonna Bingo show.
You're right, ladies. What's all this then?
We're recording, Frank.
Oh, I love buttons.
Take that off. Don't press anything.
Are you gonna bingo?
Frank, turn it off.
£5 to get a guaranteed
Who's
prize.
turn it off? Frank! Now a word from our sponsor.
Everyone's a winner with Sun Bingo. Spend £5 to get a guaranteed prize every day.
Oi, are you gonna bingo? All I wanna know is, are you gonna bingo? Oi, are you gonna bingo?
Riviera Travel brings you the world. We've handpicked the best it has to offer, so you can feel India, as well as see and hear it, or be amazed by the wonders of South Africa and a whole world in between. Explore more with 11-day worldwide tours from only $1399 at rivieratravel.co.uk.
Words. You need to watch out for them. Take broadband contracts. So often it's, prices might change during contract. Might, chances are they will. Not at TalkTalk. Our super fast fibre is fixed at just £26 a month for 18 months. We promise no broadband price rises mid-contract. And with average speeds of 67 megabytes per second, everyone can stream fast, game fast, and of course check the weather fast. So switch to TalkTalk for super fast fibre with our powerful Wi-Fi hub for £26 a month, and that price is fixed for 18 months. Search TalkTalk Fibre. TalkTalk, fairer broadband for everyone.
I joined Elite Singles because I wanted to find somebody that I could truly click with.
EliteSingles.co.uk, helping you find chemistry that lasts.
The Treehouse, a ramshackle dwelling at the bottom of the garden, used as a hideout for top-secret childhood missions. Not anymore.
This is gonna be fun. So what do you want in it?
Bookshelves,
Bathroom.
electricity and lights.
Let's go. We're building things, guys. Whoa. Are you ready for this?
The Treehouse just grew up. Treehouse Masters starts Thursday at 10, brand new to D-Max, where more is more.
When your own skin is the enemy.
I'm covered in bumps, lumps, and it's something I have to live with every day.
I don't want to miss any more of my life.
Dr. Emma is your best friend.
Skin's the largest organ in our body. It's a bit like a window to the soul. Might just give it a wee squeeze if that's all right. Like giving birth.
Brand new, The Bad Skin Clinic. Tuesday at 10, only on Quest Red and Quest OD.
Screwfix sponsors EFL highlights on Quest.
Welcome back. After Bury's match versus Accrington and Stanley was called off last week, it's a relief to be able to bring you highlights of the Bolton game against Coventry City. It was a nail-bite week for Trotters fans after the planned takeover was suspended on Thursday, but they did still manage to host their first game at home since April, albeit without a single senior player.
If any club's fans can empathise with Bolton's, it's Coventry's. But even the Sky Blues' issues pale compared to the Trotters' tribulations. Coventry's Wesley Jobello celebrations were cut short by an offside flag. Bolton's handful of senior players' refusal to play over missing back pay left Phil Parkinson a team with an average age of just 19. Their spirit obvious. Callum King-Harms, only 17, with their best chance. The kids' commitment and organisation to their and to their managers immense credit, but they rode their luck. Amadou Bakayoko thought he'd broken their resolve, but once again the officials decided otherwise. With tickets on sale just the day before, a crowd of nearly 9,000 says plenty have the stomach for Bolton's fight. Stomachs churning, no doubt, when Maxime Biamou fired home in added time. Once again the verdict was offside on a day that Bolton's boys became men.
There's nothing quite like some early season League One blood and thunder. Well, there wasn't much of that around as Bristol Rovers looked to get the better of visiting Wickham. Victor Adeboyejo came close for the gas, only to see his effort come back off the inside of the post. Then, just before half-time, Liam Sercombe's free kick was repelled by Chairboys keeper Ryan Alsop as Rovers continued their quest for a first goal of the season. That search rather fizzled out in the second half as the visitors dragged themselves into it. On 65 minutes, Rovers keeper Anssi Jarkala was called into action as Paul Smith took aim, Wickham threatening. And in the dying minutes, they came close to a smash and grab. Jack Grimmer's effort eventually heading towards the goal line almost in slow motion. Tom Davis made the stop, then completed the clearance. This one finished goalless, and it won't live long in the memory.
Last season, Gillingham won more away games than they did at home. It's a record that must improve under new boss Steve Evans. And thanks to a spill from Burton keeper Kieran O'Hara, Usinu Cisse had the Gills on course to do just that. Having lost to Ipswich on opening day, Burton were in danger of a second straight defeat. But their chances improved when Scott Fraser was brought down for a first-half penalty. Lucas Akins placed the ball, but found himself outwitted by Jack Bonham, a penalty save on his home debut for the Gills' new keeper. Nathan Broadhead is an intriguing addition to Burton's ranks. Player of the Year for Everton's under-23s last season. Nigel Clough gave him a full debut here, and Broadhead certainly repaid him. His 42nd-minute equaliser had a real touch of class about it. And Broadhead was at it again before half-time. Less than 3 minutes later, the 21-year-old plundered a second senior goal. A simpler finish, but good enough for victory. Gillingham's problems at home continue.
Loads of good come from behind victories today in the EFL, but as good as any is Burton Albion's and take by Everton Loney, Nathan Broadhead. But I think we want to spend a bit of time on Bolton Wanderers and where they are. I am checking the personal message for a good reason. Friend of yours and friend's a strong word. But Darlow, who has been going with his dad to see Bolton his whole life, he sent me a message to say, I shed a tear at full time today. I hope you go big tonight on the show, and those 11 heroes. Feels like a new beginning is close. We're reading this all over the forums, tweets that are going out, and Ali, just explain why Darlow, who hasn't cried in 28 years, cried today.
Yeah, so the very few senior players that Bolton have basically made themselves unavailable for selection today. So when the team news was announced, it's a team with an average age of just over 19 years old. We believe the youngest team ever named, certainly in League One, possibly in the whole of the EFL. And, you know, the one thing that sums it up is that the kit numbers of the 18-man squad added up to 598 today. So you're seeing players in the 40s, in the 30s, coming from the under-18s, coming from the under-23s. But new heroes for Bolton fans, because although they've had such a tough few months, a tough few years, arguably, between 3 and 5 p.m. today, they really created memories that they will remember once everything gets sorted, as we hope it will.
The manager's interview, Parkley's interview, was unbelievable. Hairs raised, and the bit where he said, Mr. Bassini, leave us alone. Please leave us alone. If you want the right manager at the moment for Bolton Wanderers, it's this guy.
Yeah, it means a lot to him. He spoke about his staff coming in, not being paid, doing it on when coming in to do the warm-up for the game today. And these are tough times for Bolton. I'm frustrated. I'm an ex-player at Bolton. It means a lot to me. There's staff that were there when I was there, so I understand what they're going through. I just want it getting sorted myself. It shouldn't be at this situation that it's at now. We need the new owners to be given the permission to buy the club and just get this sorted soon. Hopefully it's a better story next time we see in 7 days from now with more EFL action. Let's move on to League Two. Thank you very much for staying with us. We're going to start at the Argyle to see if Ryan Lowe and the home side can follow up on last week's impressive win at Crewe. This time it was Colchester United who stood in their way.
The new grandstand will soon be ready and at this rate packed to the rafters. The fans at Home Park should find a lot to enjoy in the season ahead based on the early evidence. Colchester, no pushovers themselves, needed Dean Gherkin to have his angles spot on to prevent Byron Moore from giving Plymouth Argyle the lead. And when the goalkeeper was beaten after the break by the pace of another Moore shot, the U's had the post to thank for keeping them on level terms. Anthony Sarcevic improvised, but would have to wait for his first goal since January. Not for much longer though. Shortly before the hour mark, sub Dom Telford teed up the midfielder to make the decisive contribution. Back-to-back victories without conceding for optimistic Argyle, looking good already under Ryan Lowe.
We got off to a good start last week and at Home Park this week, and there's nearly 12,000 here today. You know, you're under a little bit of pressure to get off to a good start at home. And listen, the lads have been excellent for us from the day I walked in to now. You keep improving each day, and we'll keep improving and getting points.
Swindon hadn't begun a league season with 2 wins for 13 years. They began this game in determined mood to do exactly that. The wind-assisted Michael Doughty thumped the bar inside 5 minutes. The game blown wide open in the second half. Harry McCurdy breezing down the left. His cutback met with gusto by Olufela Olamola. His first goal for Carlisle, which was the spark Swindon needed. Within 4 minutes they were level. Keep an eye on number 9, Jerry Yates, amid the melee, on his knees but still able to level against the team he'd scored 6 times for in League Two last season. Rather more emphatic was Zeki Fryer's first in Robins Red. On his home debut, just his second career league goal, from 1 down to a 2-1 lead in the space of just 18 minutes. But the thrills and spills weren't done there. The conditions not to blame for Kenise Carroll's violent lunge on the outstanding Jordan Lydon. And no surprise at the red card that came. Nor that the home team went further ahead. Keshi Anderson's pass, a peach, to set Kane Woolery in motion. The striker's finish composed. His celebration was equally cool. There was still time for Carlisle's 10 to score the game's 5th goal. Mo Sagat, the scorer, on his EFL debut, marked with this consolation goal. But the last time Swindon made a start this good, they went on to win promotion. League One's hot favourites, Bradford's start to the season has been a bit of a slow burner. The draw at Cambridge last week. This time around, Akeem Rose and Grimsby were causing them problems. It's players of the calibre of James Vaughan that has Bradford so widely tipped. Signed in the summer and immediately installed as captain. Here, the former Everton man opened his account for his 12th different club. But Grimsby have also recruited well this summer. Matt Green was denied a first Mariners goal by another Rich O'Donnell save. but there was a certain inevitability about the eventual equaliser. James Hansen played over 300 games for Bradford, scoring 92 goals. His first for Grimsby denied the Bantams victory. Hansen's hometown club stay winless. Grimsby are still unbeaten.
The Red Devils face the team the Red Devils built as Crawley welcomes Salford City to West Sussex. Nathan Ferguson's free kick thumped against the bar by Tom Dallison. An early warning this wouldn't be quite as easy for the visitors as last week's debut. Midway through the first half, the breakthrough Crawley's pressure deserved. Jordan Tunnicliffe, possibly fortunate, referee Graham Salisbury gave a penalty for Carl Piergianni's challenge. Bez Lubala, one of 10 summer signings, stroked in the resulting spot kick to set Crawley on the way to a happy Monday, 1-0. Crawley dominated much of the game, racking up 30 shots. A free-flowing move 10 minutes into the second half set up Ferguson for a deserved second that squeezed past Chris Neal. Perhaps a reminder to the visitors how tough League Two really is.
Listen, even though we've extended permanently to 2 hours, Ali, we guarantee an hour for League One, League Two. It's still tight. We can't talk about every team every week. We need an 8-hour show. Swindon and Plymouth Argyle 2 for 2, but we talked about them last week, and you really want to concentrate on what's been going on at Crawley Town.
I think it could have been the best performance of the day in the EFL. Maybe not the biggest win, but from first minute to 90th minute, they absolutely dominated a Salford side that looked very strong in their season opener last week. 30 shots, as was referenced in the VO there, 15 of them from inside the box. So, this was a dominant performance from Crawley, and a side that finished 19th last season, who were really poor defensively and flattered to deceive, inconsistent, all these things. Well, they've started this season really well. A decent performance in defeat last week, and now a dominant perforance this week. It's exciting times.
VO being industry speak for voiceover, Ali. Love
there
it.
You go.
And I mean, they were so bad last year, and maybe thought some more changes during the summer, maybe in a managerial role. But actually, the interesting summer happened elsewhere. Choffey got the vote of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Choffey came in early last season when Kuehl left for Notts County. And I think it's fair to say that they didn't improve massively over the course of the season. So it was a big summer for him to bring in players like Bez Lubala, who looks really bright. And Choffey was assistant manager at Birmingham under Gianfranco Zola a few years ago. Lubala was coming through the academy then. He's been released by Birmingham. Because of his relationship with Choffey, he's picked him up, and in the first 2 games, he looks like he could be a star for them this season. So,
going to have to stop you there because I've got a bit of VO to do. The rest of League Two to come, including Nicky laying down the law for Exeter. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Screwfix sponsors EFL highlights on Quest.
I trust my garage. Good, honest value.
I trust my garage because they always explain things clearly.
When you choose a garage, look for the Trust My Garage Shield. All members comply with our strict code of practice to ensure great service every time. Trust My Garage is owned by the representative body for independent garages.
You can trust my garage. We're proud to be members.
Trust My Garage, the network of quality independent garages you can trust. Visit trustmygarage.co.uk to find your nearest member.
Stop this. You can't give people this much choice.
This is the one, Gareth.
Gareth's gone for a little detour. So you want to look the cat's pajamas. And so far, Bevan, you've tried on 19 shirts in Fandango pink. My friend, you're not looking in the right places. It's like insurance. You want to look out for a better deal. But you're not the kind of guy who only looks on comparison sites. No! You check Direct Line too, like a good boy. Knock him dead.
With Now TV, the entertainment doesn't stop when the sun goes down. So start your 7-day free trial, kick off your flip-flops and dive into over 300 box sets. Stream the hottest shows that everyone's talking about, all without a contract. And with so much to choose from, there's something for everyone. To start your 7-day free trial of over 300 box sets with no contract, search Now TV.
This summer, critics agree the family film you've been searching for is Dora. Dora the
teenager.
Dora and the Lost City of Gold. It's a classic family adventure.
Go get it!
Okay. Totally adorable. It's Spy Kids meets Indiana Jones. It'll knock your boots off.
She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
We're gonna die out here.
No need to overreact.
In cinemas August 16th.
Ready? Go! Climb, fly, dive, and test your limits.
The Bear Grylls Adventure, home of Earth's greatest challenges.
Elijah needed veterinary attention after developing a worrying lump on his leg. At Petplan, we pride ourselves on our breadth of cover, which allows us to pay 97% of all claims we receive. So whether your pet needs diagnostic tests like Elijah or suffers from a congenital, hereditary or behavioural condition, Petplan can help settle your veterinary bill. Call or go online to insure your pet today.
As an introduction to some of our breathtaking resorts, stylish accommodation, and world-class dining, you and your family could be enjoying a free week of accommodation for up to 6 people at a CLC World resort or hotel. Go to clcworld.tv. You won't believe what you CLC.
You took it off to keep it dry. Set it down to entertain the kids. You were pottering about and it slipped your mind. It's been there ever since. So maybe it's time to move on. If your wrist feels a little lighter, sell or upgrade your luxury watch with pre-owned specialist Watchfinder. For a quick, competitive offer on your watch, visit watchfinder.co.uk.
Friendly Rivalry just got upcycled.
Oi!
Because household favourites Henry and Simon are coming to Quest.
Isn't it exciting you already?
They'll tour the land on the hunt for reclaimed relics.
Wow. That's got your name written all over it. Lovely.
And compete to restore old goodies to new glory.
It's not firewood. We can get it going. We've created something absolutely stunning. How much? A 4-figure sum.
Brand new Find It, Fix It, Flog It. Wednesday at 10 on Quest and Quest OD.
Screwfix sponsors EFL highlights on Quest.
Welcome back to the EFL on Quest. Thank you so much for staying with us. We pick up League Two with Walsall, who are managed by Darrell Clarke, who I think was a pundit in this show last season. Can't quite place him. But anyway, Forest Green Rovers were the visitors.
Darrell Clarke's first home game as Sadler's boss nearly off to a spectacular start. Cameron Norman's free kick forced Lewis Thomas to take to the skies. Defender James Clark's played for his namesake at both Salisbury and Bristol Rovers. He's normally a lot more solid than this. Calamitous and clumsy, gifting Forest Green a penalty. Taken and scored by Joe Mills in the first half's 6th additional minute. That goal came against the run of play. Walsall looking the more dangerous in the second half too. Rory Holden found James Hardy, who saw a gap at the near post. But Thomas quick to close down the options. Few clubs as busy with transfers as Walsall, no fewer than 14 in, among them Hardy, who had an EFL debut to remember. 4 minutes from time, his goal made it 4 points from Clarke's first 2 League Two matches, and fair to say, he rather enjoyed it.
Newport have triumphed in their last 6 against Cambridge and were dominant at the Abbey Stadium. Padraig Amon finding the long ball from Ryan Haynes but denied by the side netting. Tristan Abrahams then did the legwork down the wing to set up Amond again. This time in the second half he couldn't keep it down and fired over. Cambridge fans have been waiting for a home win since February, yet all the chances came for the visitors. Robbie Wilmot careering towards the area 5 minutes from time. Jamil Mack couldn't capitalise either. A goalless draw it was.
Last week on Quest, we saw Brentford's Josh De Silva blast a free kick out of Griffin Park. This week's hero is Stevenage's Paul Taylor, who found row Z with that effort. For a while, Exeter didn't offer all that much either. Nicky Law was denied a penalty, and soon after that, Randall Williams' free kick almost led to a Luther Wildin own goal. It seemed this one was dwindling toward a goalless conclusion, but for the second straight week, Exeter won it late on, and the goal was worth waiting for. Shades of Roberto Carlos from Law as he smashed in this 89th minute winner. Exeter make it 2 out of 2.
Morecambe always seemed to be everyone's pre-season pick for relegation, but the Shrimps looked anything but strugglers when Sam Lavelle popped up with the back post header inside the first 5 minutes. A good start with even better to come as Kevin Ellison, 40 years young now, found a killer ball for Luis Alessandra to put away. His first goal since returning to Morecambe after 6 years away. Just like last week then, Mansfield giving their opponents a 2-goal start before getting going. Alex McDonald's effort parried into the path of Nicky Maynard, and the man whose goals helped secure Bury's promotion last season opening his Mansfield account. The Stags were then level with 18 minutes to go. McDonald the provider once more, Danny Rose with the header. And that should have been the end of the drama, but it wasn't quite. For reasons only he can explain, Matt Preston decided to lunge in on Alessandra with inevitable consequences. In the end then, both teams would probably settle for the point.
I think going into the third season of presenting EFL highlights, I think I've got a little weird fascination with Mansfield. They're like a mystery wrapped up in an enigma. Every year, pressure on them to do well. What are the fans saying now after just a couple of games?
Yeah, so 2 games of John Dempster's reign, and they've got a bit of a weird quirk going on. Both games they've been 2-0 down within half an hour. Both times they've come back to draw 2-2 with an equalising goal from Danny Rose. Both times they've had a man sent off after equalising. So a bit strange. I think one of the things that shows maybe some teething issues is these early goals they're conceded. They were the best defence in League Two last year. They only conceded 19 first-half goals in 46 games. It's already 4-2, so it's clear where they need to improve.
Get them out of the way early, right? Another mate of yours doing very well today. Nicky Law, shall we have a look? This is some goal.
It's a great strike, isn't it? I'm not sure about the VO saying that he looks like he's struck it like Roberto Carlos. The only thing he's got in common is the no hair. I think that would be fair to say. But what a strike from him. Brilliant goal from Nicky Law. And I think when you look at their form, 2 out of 2, Matt Taylor in his second year on the job now, learning the trade last year. I'm excited to see how they get on.
Did you go as far as promotion contender for them?
Yeah, possibly. I think they just fell short last year, and whether that come down to the experience.
Listen, this is a division where the favourites are 9-1. That says all you need to know. Listen, we get asked about these badges all the time. They're not quite easy to read on TV, but they're Mind Charity, who are the charity partner of the EFL. But if you have a look at that young man over there, Ali, you can get them just for your club in the colours. So you went and bought a Newport County one, which the county choir will be loving right now.
That's correct. Yeah, they're available on the Mind Charity website. There's one for every team, and it's a great way to show your support for the charity and for your club.
Yeah, so spread the word, and please stop tweeting us asking us what the badges are we're wearing. We get about 1,250 a week. Our final action of the night kicks off at Moss Road with Macclesfield hosting Leyton Orient.
Sol Campbell's not been shy about how hard management at League Two level is, but you wouldn't know it as Leyton Orient visited Moss Road. I'd suggest from this showing, Campbell has got his recruitment spot on because all the goals came from summer signings. Theo Archibald started it off, getting his first for the Silkmen since his move from Brentford. And what a belter it was. Then it was the turn of Emmanuel Osadebe, an arrival from Cambridge United. He romped down the middle and made mincemeat of Dean Brill for goal number 2. And they weren't done. Finally, from the corner, defender Theo Vassell, a new arrival from Port Vale, made it 3 7 minutes from time, and the first 3 points of the campaign for Macclesfield.
I think the lads played really, really well. They stuck to the jobs, put their bodies on the line, played some football. It was good. They were a really good performance. That's a great performance for them to build on. And you know, if you've got a strong kind of foundation, you can always do something in a game.
Cheltenham had a return to home turf would help them shake off last week's defeat at Leyton Orient. But losing possession cheaply cost them dear early in the second half, as Lee Novak neatly tucked away the opener for Scunthorpe United. Michael Duff's side took the setback in their stride. A determined attack taken up by Ryan Broom, brushing off all comers to bout Town back onto terms, and launched an astonishing 5-minute spell which changed the course of the contest completely. With Scunthorpe still at 6s and 7s, Chris Clements got a chance to try again when his corner was headed clear. And this time, Charlie Raglan rose the highest to send most of the crowd into raptures. The Iron displaying a soft centre. No sooner had the celebrations died down than Alex Adai was on his bike, with Andy Butler trailing in his wake. The substitute nutmegged Jake Eastwood just for good measure, with Scunthorpe boss Paul Hurst seething on the sidelines. While Cheltenham were jigging with joy, he was, in his own words, embarrassed and angry. The final insult, in stoppage time, Jordan Clark's strong-arm tactics backfired, dragging down Adai, which allowed Connor Thomas to make the home team's stunning second half even better. While Cheltenham have only lost on their own patch once since last October, Scunthorpe may be finding League Two tougher than expected.
Port Vale started strongly at Colchester last week and repeated the trick against Northampton, who failed to defend a routine corner. David Amu heading in his first Vale goal since his summer arrival from Cambridge. That came on 26 minutes, but the visiting Cobblers began to threaten as the match wore on. Sam Hoskins was denied a shot on goal by some brave last-ditch defending, and then in first half stoppage time, a controversial corner allowed the visitors to equalise. Vale fans were still venting their displeasure at what they saw as a bad decision as Ryan Watson headed home the equaliser at the far post on his full debut. Both sides had good chances in the second session, the best of them probably falling to Northampton. Watson looked an odds-on bet to make it 2-1, but homekeeper Scott Brown came up with the save of the game to preserve parity. And Chris Lyons rather fluffed his lines with the follow-up. This one finished on as even.
Crewe struggled away last season, a paltry 4 wins on the road. Inside 2 minutes at Oldham, it appeared old habits die hard. Christopher Misalou for Longbenny's Latics made a terrific start, which wasn't built on. An ex-player did the damage. Chris Porter spent 2 successful years at Boundary Park 12 years ago, 35 now, but still going strong. Misalou's half began well, but ended badly. Daniel Powell's route to goal was cut short. A Crewe penalty. Scored by Porter, who's now just 1 goal short of 150 career league goals. And Crewe are off the mark for the new season.
Another great win from behind, this time Crewe Alexandra. But we're going to look at Macclesfield here, Ali. What a special goal this is.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 goals from summer signings, and a lot of the talk pre-season was about who Macclesfield had lost, especially going forward, the likes of Durrell, Wilson and Smith. But I want to talk about Theo Archibald, who scores this great goal here, because I think he's one of the most intriguing signings in League Two this summer. He came through at Celtic, he was highly rated but didn't make the grade. Brentford picked him up to give him a go, didn't quite make it through there, but he's got great talent, he can beat players with ease and score spectacular goals, so I think with a run of games, a bit of motivation, could be a great pickup for Macclesfield.
I'm sorry to do it, it's a hospital pass, we get 15 seconds left. Just a bit on Michael Duff and Cheltenham, another come from behind win and just a great 5 minutes, 3 goals.
Yeah, I mean, he's another English manager, up and coming, worked at Burnley. Just needs to sort that away form out. Home form's been brilliant now.
You did that perfectly, by the way. Right, we'll be back with you on Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. for a full roundup of all the action from the first round of the Carabao Cup. And don't forget, you can download our free app, Quest OD, and watch the show live later or wherever you fancy. Or you can just go on the website and watch it there.